Hi everyone, welcome to Twisted Chamber.
Hello.
I'm Natasha.
I'm Kat.
And inmates, welcome back. I'm pleased that if anyone's returned after our last two stories or any new listeners and viewers, welcome. Please hit the subscribe and like button. As a new podcast, it means a lot to us to have viewers and for people to like us.
That's right. This is a new little venture. So give us a follow. We're brand new. We're trying to post every other day and put stories up, and
we have an Instagram page, which is Twisted Chamber. So if you want any extra content, photos about the episodes and any extra details about us, really, you can go and give the page a little bit of a like as well. Thank you.
That's right. So we've decorated our little chamber here, our Twisted Chamber. We have a little spooky light. We have protection right here. We have our star. We have our big fat Buddha.
We do.
Back here, just in case.
When we get scared.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Because the things that we talk about are very strange.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Parental advisory.
That's right. So please don't let your kids listen to this.
I don't want to get into trouble.
Please. Thanks.
I don't want anyone to email me and say.
Yeah, this is just stuff that we're interested in. We like to watch weird things like this, and we thought it'd be fun to get together and talk about weird things
and scary things and just anything that's just twisted. Hence the name.
That's right.
The prison cell.
That's right. But it doesn't look like a prison cell, does it?
No, it's a bit more glamorous than a prison cell. Yeah. We wouldn't be allowed a flashing light.
No, not a flashing light, unfortunately.
No.
Right. So
okay,
shall I get started?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Right. So we have a missing persons case today. That's what I'm going to be talking about. So his name is Brandon Swanson. Okay. Right. I've written a little thing about it, so I'm going to go. Brandon Swanson was born January 30th, 1989, and grew up in Marshall, Minnesota. The 19-year-old went to Minnesota West Community College to study wind turbines. Now, Brandon was a great guy. He was nice. He listened to his parents. He obeyed. He wasn't a rebel or anything like that, right? On May 13th, 2008, Brandon went to two different parties celebrating end of spring semester with some friends. His friends said he was not intoxicated. He probably had one or two drinks before he left at midnight on May 14th for the 30-mile drive home. He then called his parents, Brian Swanson and Annette Swanson, for help. It was 2 a.m. and his car was stuck in a ditch, so he needed a ride home. They stayed on the phone, and Brandon, as they drove in the direction he said he was, trying to find each other. They were flashing their lights, but it was no use. They couldn't seem to find him or his car. So they're sat there looking for him. Brandon's on the phone, right? Still on the phone. He doesn't sound intoxicated. Okay. He doesn't sound drunk or disorderly or anything like that. He said that his car wasn't wrecked. He just drove into a ditch and he couldn't get out of that ditch. Okay. So he stayed in the car as his parents went to the place where he said he was going to be going. Okay. All parties are frustrated. Brandon decided to walk to the nearest lights he could see, thinking it was the small town of Lind. Okay. Now, so he's frustrated. Obviously, your parents have woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. They're upset. They can't find you. What are you going to do? They eventually arranged to meet in a parking lot at a local bar, right? Okay. So Brandon's heading in this direction. That's where he wants to go, towards the light, right? He's still on the phone. On the phone after 47 minutes, Brandon still talking normally to his parents, making his way to the nearest town through fields and farmland, when he exclaimed, "Oh shit." Brandon then fell silent, his dad calling his name, but no answer. They hung up and called again, but nothing. "Oh shit" was the last thing his parents heard him say. His parents reported him missing, and the police said he has every right to go missing if he wants to. Once the police started searching, Brandon has never, or sorry, once the police started searching, they searched Yellow Medicine River, right? Okay. Which is where he said he was. Okay. They did not find his car. There was nothing around there, and they looked for miles and miles and miles. There was no trace of him. Wow. They found his car eventually. The doors were open. The keys were gone. His belongings were not in there either. So, did he fall in the Yellow Medicine River? Did he fall in there?
No.
Did he meet someone out of the blue though? If he was walking through farmland, right? And a farmer saw him and just shot him in the face, and he said, oh shit, because he came up to him. Maybe. You know, so he's never been found. And no, they found, or they had over 100 tracer dogs out looking for Brandon. No trace, no sign of him for miles.
Wow.
He was 20 or 30 miles. Now, I don't know the exact number, so I do apologize, right? But it was between 20 and 30 miles away from where he said he was.
Wow.
That's how far. So he
walked?
He was walking. He was walking. He was on the phone with his mom and dad. Obviously, they're frustrated because it's 2:00 in the morning, and they, you know,
they don't know.
Wouldn't your parents? Oh my God, if I did that to my parents,
nobody would pick me up.
Nobody would pick me up. Walking.
You are alone. Walk.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell my mum this story now.
Yeah.
Should have picked me up. Should have, could have.
Yeah.
I just, first off, right, with missing persons cases, when they disappear without a trace, nobody.
No cell phone was ever found. To this day, no cell phone was found.
So if scenario number one, when you said he fell off the cliff, right, if he had fallen off the cliff, at some point, his phone would have fallen either out of his hand or he would have rolled down the hill clutching it. And even if he went in the river, I mean, I don't know how fast the currents are, so maybe a cell phone could have been swept away.
Yeah.
But at some point, a body would have shown up, surely.
Well, they checked the I don't know why I keep saying Yellowstone. The Yellow Medicine River, right? So they've checked it and they searched it for over 100 miles. They searched it for over 100 miles with no body, no trace of him, no clothing, no items, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
So then, so he didn't fall in the river because to me there would be something. There would even be items of clothing that possibly would have traveled. His shoes would have fallen off at some point, ripped on stones.
But here's another interesting story. So these cadaver dogs that went out looking for Brandon, there was only one dog out of the amount of dogs that they had. I mean, like, again, 80 to 100, not the exact numbers.
Yes.
Still, that's a lot of dogs to take out for a missing persons case.
Yes.
And only one of those dogs got a scent, followed it to a creek nearby, and it lost the scent right when the creek came out. Wow. So did he go into the creek and then walk out and run away? Why would a dog sniff up that close?
Or the person that stole his belongings from the car doors were open. Yeah. And then if this is the case, the oh shit was that him being robbed? Like, did he pull over to
you need
walk?
to think His mom and dad were on the phone with him constantly. This was a 47-minute phone call. This was not something that was, he wasn't just walking.
No.
Without being on the phone.
And then the distance that he walked, like when you said it was 20 miles away from where they said he was.
Well, this is it. His car was found where he said he wasn't. He wasn't. He grew up there, lived there, went to high school there, did all these things, and going down dirt roads all of a sudden that you don't know, that doesn't make sense.
No.
That doesn't make any sense. Why? If you're from a small town, you are going to know every back road, every side road, every shortcut, because that's where you grew up and you know it.
And you know it. That is exactly that. So
why is he on the phone actively speaking with his parents? Doesn't sound intoxicated. He doesn't sound drunk. He's still coherent. And he's telling them that he's flashing his lights at them. And why can't you see me?
I just don't. Yeah, and then even if it was the farmer with the gun, like the mum would have heard the shot, because even if you're on the phone, like nowadays, what year was this? I don't remember.
So this was in 2008.
Oh, okay. So 2008.
Yeah.
Phones were a little bit more advanced at that point.
Yeah.
They were a little bit more robust, maybe, than what you had back in the day. That phone wouldn't have hung up. Like, at some point, if he, oh shit, and then dropped his phone and there was a gunshot or some kind of commotion of some kind, you would have definitely heard that. And you may have even heard, I don't know, I've never been on the phone with a phone being dropped, so I don't know how it would sound. Would it hit the floor and then cut off? Would you hear that?
But you need to remember, right, back in the day, 2008, I think the Razor came out. I'm not positive if that's the year or not, but
So
flip phones, when you dropped a flip phone, it just went like it would just
flip
close
phones
up.
Were hard. I didn't like a flip phone.
I loved my flip phone.
No, I didn't like a flip phone. No, well, no, because Lisa, I didn't have a flip phone, so I'd have been found.
Yeah, this is it. But yeah, it's very strange.
It's very strange.
Alien abduction.
No.
Alien abduction, you have no idea. Do you not see NASA? Did you not see that picture, you guys?
Freaks me out.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
But my argument with aliens is, right, that they are so advanced, right? We can't, you know what? It still takes us 8 hours plus to fly to America. Like, if I want to go and see my fiance, I have to get on a plane for 8 hours, right? Yeah. And yet you have intergalactic space creatures flying at so many miles an hour through the solar system to come to Earth, to plant on Earth and take a human. Who would want us? Like, who would want us?
Well, I agree that no one would want humans. We are pointless. I'm sorry. No, we're not.
We're not pointless. We're not pointless.
Save the environment. The environment. Anyways, back to Brandon.
Sorry. Carried away with talking.
But yeah, there's so many speculations, and I mean, there's loads. You can go online, you can find other things, YouTube videos of Brandon Swanson. It's crazy because all of these, look, again, like I say, I don't know the exact numbers, but I've watched things where the numbers don't make sense. The map where his car was makes no sense. We'll post the map later on our Instagram page so that you guys can see it, because it's so opposite. It's like it's like miles and miles and miles away from each other.
I just can't. I always think that there must be some kind of trace, and I get that obviously there are loads of missing persons, unfortunately, that have never been found. But I always there must be something. Like, That's a long time ago as well.
That's
like,
a very long time ago.
surely
This was what? So 2008. My math is atrocious.
You're going to ask me, and my math is also terribly awful.
You know,
So
it was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Maybe 15 years.
Yeah, maybe a bit more than that. 18.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
18. 2008, 2018.
Yeah.
No, not even that. Don't judge us on our math skills, please.
Sorry. So sorry. We apologize. Yeah, we're not very good at that side of things.
No.
But he was 19 years old. He was a good kid.
He wasn't even like drunk.
He wasn't drunk.
Put it down.
He didn't sound disorderly. He didn't sound different with his parents, and his parents he respected. He wasn't a kid to rebel, really. He was studying, and he was studying wind turbines because he had an absolute interest in saving the planet. He did, and he was super, super smart.
Yes.
And he was going to a different college to learn about something, and it was going to be later on in that week or month. So he had things to look forward to in his life.
Sad, right?
What if it was an accident, though? I mean, think about it. He says, oh shit, he falls in a well. He's down, and, you know, look, did they check every single well on these farmlands? Because there's some wells that maybe they don't know about. I don't know. You know, or did he fall into this yellow medicine river? Did he fall in there and get stuck under a rock because of the current, and it, you know, and fish just ate him up?
Maybe
they had a great dinner, you know, but
or he's been hit, or he's come across somebody,
yes,
a feral human,
you know. That's something that we'll talk about later.
I have a real thing about feral humans, and I'm really sorry.
We really do. We really do.
But some horrible person, you know, Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
He was on a farm.
He was on a farm. He's out and about, shoots him. His mum comes out and is like, oh shit, let's clear up, boy. So then they have to clear up the body.
Yeah.
And then he's put through, he could have a meat grinder, he could have been buried in the property.
This is it. He could have been fed to pigs.
Yeah.
You know, someone could have found him that didn't want to be found, which is why he said, oh shit. And things like his phone and his car keys, how have they never been found ever since then?
Maybe if he was murdered, the guy that did it got in the car, drove it away from where he was, took money and whatever else it was out of the car, took keys, wiped everything down, because I'm guessing they would have looked for fingerprints.
No one else was in that car other than Brandon. No one.
I don't know. Why would it? I don't know.
It's insane. It's insane. Which is why we talk about shit like this. This is nuts.
For me, it's the unknown. Like, as
you know, what happened to this poor kid going home in his hometown.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, not to be found.
Yeah.
And his parents only know that he said, oh shit.
Yes.
And that was it.
And that was it.
What did you see, Brandon? What was it? What did you see?
And as a parent, like, I don't have any children yet, but even if I was we were on the phone, or you were walking somewhere and you were like, oh shit, and then the phone went dead, I'd fucking freak out. Literally, that would be the most insane last conversation.
That's terrifying.
So terrifying.
You know, that's your kid.
Yeah.
And they've screamed out.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Where did you go?
Where did you go?
Where did you go?
What do you mean the dogs found your scent and then it went into a creek and out? Did you run away? The questions are endless.
Did somebody have his clothes on and they were running there? Like, I want to be an investigator.
Yeah. You
I
know?
just wouldn't be able to let things like that rest.
No, and they can't. Well, they haven't. His missing persons is still on the FBI files.
Oh, wow. Okay, good.
So he might be out there. So they're still looking for him.
Yes.
He would be obviously 33 now.
Wow.
Yeah, he would be 33 years old now, 89 in January.
Wow.
So it's
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if he is somewhere, or because again, you could play mental health, people, but if he was on the phone to his mum and dad, he obviously had no intentions of not going home.
For 47 minutes.
Yeah.
He was trying to locate them. This is where the story is weird.
So weird.
What did he do?
Yes.
What did he see?
Where did he go? Where did he end up? Did he suffer?
What human might have taken him? Was he taken by aliens? What did he see that no one wanted him to see? Was he hit by a car? And they took his body and they went and buried him?
Yes.
And
how awful that if another human being has taken him, and two, somebody run him over and then took him, those people are still out there. Awful people are still out there.
If that happened. I know. This has been fun.
That has been fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been fun. And I'm freaked out.
Yeah.
I literally won't sleep later because I'll be thinking about this. And
it really does make you think. And I hope there was no bad things. You know what I mean? I hope Brandon didn't suffer. I hope, and I hope that some kind of trace of him is found just for his family's sake, because, this sounds, for me, you could put it towards a national, like a little accident where he might have fallen, but it's creepy.
It's suspicious.
Yeah, it's very
mysterious and creepy. Sorry.
It is. We love it.
We love it.
We do.
We do love it.
So we have, what do we have next week then?
So next week, I am going to be talking about a missing persons as well, a fascinating case of a young boy. I wasn't going to pick, his name is, because I forgot his name is. Sorry, guys, I have my notes.
We have notes.
His name is, how awful is this? Dennis Martin.
Yes. That's right.
His name is Dennis Martin.
So we're going to be talking about Dennis Martin next week.
Yes.
Which is going to be fun. I can't wait to hear about it.
I know.
I'm excited.
It's one of those ones when we decided about doing missing persons, it was like something that is just awful, but I feel like people should always be found. Like it would be amazing if people were always found.
Yeah.
But yeah, this life is sad. Yes, it is.
It is sad. But yeah. So thanks for listening, you guys.
Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or you have anything that you want to tell us about, maybe you've got your theories.
What's your theory?
Yes.
Tell us your theory.
Yes.
I want to know.
I want to hear about it.
I feel like I've thought of every single theory in this case. And I feel like most people out there have as well.
Yes.
The theories are insane and the numbers are weird.
So weird. Yeah. We will post the information on Instagram, so you guys can go over and have a little look. Any theories or anything you want to talk to us about, or just email us. It's twistedchamber@yahoo.com. And again, we have our Instagram page, which is Twisted Chamber. But please like and subscribe to our channel. That would mean loads to us.
Oh yeah, our YouTube.
You.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Which is why we're recording ourselves.
Which is why we're recording ourselves. We're on the video.
We're doing it.
Yes.
We're doing it. Right then, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye-bye, inmates.
Bye.